Right. Listen up, homie. Back in the day, there was this gang in the hood called the USSR, and they were running the show. They had all the power, all the resources, and they kept everyone else in check with their muscle. But over time, cracks started to show in the gang's foundation. The leaders were getting old and weak, and some of the younger members were starting to question their authority. Plus, the economy was in shambles, and people were tired of living in poverty while the gang leaders were living high on the hog. One day, one of the leaders, Gorbachev, came along and said, "We need to make some changes around here." He started preaching about something called perestroika, which meant restructuring, and glasnost, which meant openness. Some of the old timers in the gang didn't like this new way of thinking, but Gorbachev had the backing of the people, so he kept pushing for change. He started to loosen the gang's grip on the people, allowing them to express themselves more freely and even allowing some private enterprise. But these changes didn't come without consequences. The gang's power was slipping away, and they didn't know how to handle it. Some of the other gangs in the neighborhood started to get bolder, and before long, the USSR was in a full-blown turf war. In the end, the gang just couldn't keep up. They were too old, too tired, and too broke to keep fighting. The people had had enough, and they weren't going to let the gang push them around anymore. So the USSR fell, and with it, communism in Russia. Nowadays, the old gang members are mostly gone, and the neighborhood looks a lot different. There are new gangs in charge, and they are doing things their own way. But one thing's for sure, nobody's going to forget the fall of the USSR anytime soon.